My beautiful soul, you are more powerful than you've ever been told. There is a force inside you that doesn't speak in words. It doesn't beg. It doesn't plead. It vibrates. And that vibration is the language of creation. Before a word is ever spoken, before a single action is taken, there is a feeling, a frequency, a vibration that sets everything in motion. Today, I want you to remember this. You do not need to talk your dreams into existence. You only need to feel them so deeply that they can no longer be denied. The universe responds to energy, not language. This truth may seem simple, but it carries immense power. It reminds us that creation does not begin with our words, it begins with what we feel. It begins with the invisible magnetic field of vibration we emit with every thought, every emotion, every belief we carry within us. We are energetic beings living in an energetic universe, and everything around us is responding not to what we say, but to the frequency we radiate. We are taught to communicate through speech, to explain ourselves, to beg, to plead, to convince. But the universe needs none of that. It listens beyond language. It hears the silent songs of your soul, the unspoken beliefs you nurture, the quiet patterns of your thoughts. You could say all the right things with your mouth, but if your heart is pulsing with fear, doubt, or disbelief, then that is what is being transmitted out into the world. That is what the universe is echoing back to you. Imagine for a moment that your body is a broadcasting tower. Every feeling you have is a signal, and every signal is calling forth a matching experience. If you vibrate peace, peace will begin to find you in ways that defy logic. If you vibrate worry, then situations that match that frequency, delays, stress, complications will arise, not because you're cursed or unlucky, but because your inner signal called them in. So how do we use this knowledge to change our lives? We begin by becoming deeply honest with ourselves. We stop focusing only on what we want and start asking ourselves how we truly feel. Do we feel safe? Do we feel worthy? Do we feel supported by life? Or are we unknowingly vibrating fear, frustration, or lack while trying to speak words of abundance? Affirmations, when spoken without emotional alignment, are just noise. But when you speak them while feeling them in your bones, they become powerful tools of transformation. Saying, "I am loved," while feeling abandoned only highlights the gap. But saying, "I am loved," while softening into the energy of love, imagining it, remembering it, welcoming it into your body, shifts your vibration to align with it. That's when the universe listens. That's when the real magic begins. You do not have to convince the universe of anything. You simply have to become the version of yourself that already feels it, already believes it, already lives as if it were true. That is the key. Because the universe is always reflecting you back to you. Not your words, not your wishes, but your state of being. If you want abundance, vibrate as if you already have it, not through forced positivity, but through deep trust and appreciation. Feel rich in your thoughts. Feel rich in your gratitude. Feel rich in your aliveness. If you want love, become the vibration of love. Speak gently to yourself. Offer love freely. Think loving thoughts. Make love your frequency, not just your desire. This is not about pretending. It's about aligning. You don't fake joy. You generate it through intention and presence. You don't fake gratitude. You build it by noticing what's good, no matter how small. You don't fake belief. You nurture it by quieting the noise of doubt and tuning in to the quiet knowing inside you. Every moment you are creating, every moment you are attracting, not because of what you say, but because of what you feel. And the more you become aware of this, the more power you gain over your reality. You stop begging life for change and begin choosing your vibration deliberately. You realize that you don't need to convince anyone. You don't need to chase. You don't need to manipulate or force. You simply need to feel in harmony with what you desire and let that energy lead the way. You can sit in silence and call in miracles with your vibration. You can walk through life with unshakable faith and see everything align around you. You can smile from a place of inner fullness, and the world will mirror that joy right back, because the universe isn't asking for your words. It's responding to your essence. So release the need to explain, to justify, to say the right thing. Instead, tune in, feel into your truth. Let your energy speak louder than your words ever could. Begin your days by setting the tone of your vibration, not with a to-do list, but with intention, with breath, with stillness. Check in with your energy before you speak, before you act, before you try to manifest anything. What you feel is what you become. What you become is what you attract. And what you attract is a perfect match to your vibration. So elevate it. Love yourself into a higher frequency. Trust yourself into alignment. And know that the moment you shift your energy, everything around you begins to shift too. The universe is listening, not to your words, but to your vibration. Speak with your heart, speak with your energy, and life will respond with miracles. Your imagination is the blueprint of reality. It is a sacred space where the invisible begins to take shape. Everything you see around you, every building, invention, artwork, solution, and creation first existed in someone's mind. It was imagined before it was real. It was felt before it was built. It was believed in before it ever appeared. Your imagination is not a playground for fantasies. It is the workshop of your soul. It is the quiet voice whispering, more is possible. And when you learn to honor that voice, when you begin to see your imagination as real, alive, and guiding you, you step into your role as a conscious creator. So many people dismiss their dreams because they don't see immediate evidence. They imagine something beautiful, then quickly say, but that's not realistic. They shut down their vision with doubt. But the truth is, what's realistic is only what has already been done. The moment you imagine something new, you step into the realm of creation. You are not limited by what has existed. You are empowered to bring forth what has never existed before. Think of your imagination like a seed. When you hold a seed in your hand, you can't see the tree inside it, but it's there. Just because it's invisible doesn't mean that it isn't real. Your imagined life, the abundance, the love, the peace, the success, it's already alive in the field of possibility. Your job is not to figure out how to make it happen immediately. Your job is to keep watering it with faith, with belief, and with inspired action. You see, imagination is not about escaping reality. It's about shaping it. Every time you visualize your dream life, you're drawing a map for the universe. You're saying, this is the direction I want to go. And if you return to that vision often, if you feel it in your body, if you act as if it's already unfolding, you begin to shift your vibration to match it. That's when the world starts to rearrange itself in your favor. When you were a child, your imagination ran free. You became anything. You built worlds from nothing. You felt joy just from dreaming. That childlike power hasn't left you. It's simply been buried under the noise of the world. But it's still there. It's waiting for you to remember. Begin by giving yourself permission to imagine freely. Let go of logic. Let go of what others expect. Ask yourself, if nothing were impossible, what would I create? What would I live? Who would I become? And don't judge the answers that come. Just feel them, see them, breathe into them. Because those visions are not random. They are your soul's instructions. They are your future calling you forward. The blueprint you hold in your mind becomes the framework of your life. If you imagine constantly failing, being stuck, being unloved, then your energy starts building that version of reality. But if you imagine healing, thriving, expanding, if you imagine love that fills you and success that feels good, you're creating that reality too. The imagination doesn't discriminate. It simply creates what you feed it. So feed it wisely, nourish it with images that uplift you, surround yourself with people and stories that stretch your vision, meditate on the life you desire, not the one you fear. Picture yourself walking into your dream home, laughing with your soulmate, waking up healthy, free, and fulfilled. Let it feel normal, let it feel true. Because what you consistently imagine, you begin to believe, and what you believe becomes your experience. You don't have to know how your dream will manifest. That is not your job. The how belongs to a higher intelligence. Your job is to hold the vision, to keep showing up in the energy of that future. Take steps in faith, not fear. Let your imagination guide your choices, your words, your habits. Let it show you a better way. Doubt will try to visit. Fear will whisper, "Who are you to dream that big?" But you must remember, if you can imagine it, you are meant for it. You are not given a vision to tease you. You are given a vision to lead you. The more you trust it, the more it grows. The more you act from it, the more real it becomes. So close your eyes often. See your life the way you long for it to be. Feel it already unfolding. Smile as if it's happening now. Walk with the certainty that what you imagine is building itself in unseen ways. Your imagination is the blueprint of reality. It is the place where miracles begin. It is the quiet architect behind every transformation. Use it boldly. Use it lovingly. Use it daily. And watch your world rise to meet the vision you carry inside. Vibrate higher than your circumstances. Even when the world around you feels heavy, even when everything seems to be going against you, there is a place within you that can rise above it all. That place is your inner vibration, your energy, your frequency, your emotional state. And the moment you choose to elevate your vibration, regardless of what's happening outside of you, you begin to change everything. You are not your circumstances. You are not your current bank balance, your relationship status, your job title, or your past mistakes. These things may describe your experience right now, but they do not define your worth or your potential. The power to shift your life does not come from fixing the outside first. It begins with shifting the energy you carry within. Most people wait for things to get better before they feel better. They wait for love to show up before they feel lovable. They wait for abundance before they feel grateful. They wait for the perfect moment to feel joy. But this is the opposite of how creation works. Life responds to your frequency. And if you want better experiences, you have to first become the vibration of the life you desire. That means choosing peace when there's chaos, choosing trust when there's uncertainty, choosing love when it feels easier to close your heart. These choices are not always easy, but they are powerful. They are the acts of a conscious creator, someone who refuses to let external conditions dictate their internal world. You may not be able to control everything around you, but you can always control how you respond. That's where your power lives. When you feel lost, anxious, or overwhelmed, pause and check your energy. Are you reacting from fear or responding from alignment? Are you letting the circumstance pull you down, or are you lifting yourself into a higher state of being? Vibrating higher is not about denying your pain or pretending everything is fine. It's about acknowledging your reality while choosing to rise above it. It's about reaching for thoughts that soothe, for emotions that uplift, for beliefs that empower. It's about saying to yourself, this may be where I am, but it's not where I'm staying. Your vibration is like a magnet. When you vibrate at the level of fear, anger, or lack, you attract experiences that reinforce those emotions. But when you shift into gratitude, love, and faith, you call in miracles. You begin to align with people, opportunities, and events that match your elevated energy. This isn't magic, it's frequency. Just like a radio station, your vibration tunes you into a specific channel of reality. And the beautiful truth is, you get to choose what channel you're tuned into. Even if everything around you is screaming lack, you can still vibrate in the energy of abundance. Even if you're surrounded by conflict, you can be the presence of peace. Even if you're walking through darkness, you can carry your own light. The most powerful people are not those who control the most. They are the ones who maintain their energy no matter what. They are the ones who keep believing even when the evidence hasn't shown up yet. They are the ones who hold on to their vision when everything around them says to give up. That's true strength. That's vibrating higher than your circumstances. And the moment you choose to vibrate higher, even just a little bit, you create a shift. Your energy softens. Your perspective widens. Solutions begin to appear. Support starts to show up because the universe always meets you where your energy lives. When you rise, life rises with you. You don't have to wait until everything is perfect. You can start right now. Breathe deeply. Think of something that makes you feel good. Move your body. Speak kind words to yourself. Choose one thought that feels better than the last. These small, simple actions are not insignificant. They are vibrational upgrades. They are signs that you are no longer a victim of your reality. You are becoming the creator of it. There will be moments when you fall, moments when your energy dips, when your faith wavers, when your heart aches. That's okay. You are human. But always remember, you can begin again. You can pause. You can reset. You can reach for one better feeling thought. You can choose to rise. Your circumstances do not define you. Your vibration does. So lift it, honor it, protect it. Your energy is sacred. Treat it like the powerful force it is. Because the more consistently you vibrate at a higher level, the more your life will reflect that elevation. The world will tell you to be realistic, but your soul is asking you to be aligned. The world will show you limitations, but your spirit knows only expansion. Trust that. Lean into that. Rise above the noise. Hold the frequency of the life you know is possible. Vibrate higher than your circumstances and watch your entire reality transform to meet you there. Let feeling lead over forcing. Let your heart guide the way instead of your fear. Let your energy, your peace, and your emotional alignment be your compass, not pressure, not deadlines, not comparison. The world often tells us that the only way to get what we want is to push harder, hustle more, grind through, and make things happen. But true transformation, true alignment, true manifestation happens not from force, but from feeling. When you live in alignment with how you want to feel, everything begins to shift. Life stops feeling like a constant uphill battle. The tension in your body loosens. The mental chatter softens. You stop chasing outcomes and begin receiving them. Not because you gave up, but because you finally stopped resisting and started allowing. Forcing is rooted in fear. Feeling is rooted in faith. We've been taught to chase, to pursue our goals like prey, to overthink and overwork until we get the result. But forcing something that isn't aligned only drains your energy and disconnects you from your power. When you force things, whether it's a relationship, a career, a financial outcome, you're essentially saying, I don't trust life. I don't trust myself. I don't believe this will come naturally. so I must make it happen. But feeling changes everything. When you tune into your feelings and let them lead, you begin to move with flow, not friction. You start making choices from a place of inner peace, not desperation. You attract better people, better opportunities, and better outcomes. Not because you pushed harder, but because your energy became magnetic. When you feel good, you become a match for good things. It's as simple as that. When your inner world is calm, centered, and full of faith, your outer world begins to reflect that peace. You don't have to force open locked doors. You attract the ones that swing open with ease. Now, this doesn't mean you stop taking action. It doesn't mean you sit around and wait. It means you take aligned action. You move when it feels right, not when your fear says you should. You rest when your soul calls for it, not when society gives you permission. You make space for miracles because you are no longer trying to control everything. There is a softness that comes when you choose to feel instead of force, a deeper wisdom that begins to guide you. You start listening to the subtle signs. You notice how your body reacts to certain situations. You stop ignoring your intuition in favor of logic. You begin to trust your own rhythm. Feeling allows you to pause, to breathe, to ask, how does this feel for me? Not what will others think or will this impress anyone, but simply, does this feel like truth? Does this feel like peace? And when the answer is yes, you move forward with clarity. When the answer is no, you step back without guilt. Letting feel lead is not about being passive. It's about being deeply present. Present with yourself, present with your desires, present with the moment. It's about being honest enough to say, I don't have to prove anything. I just have to be aligned. When you force things, they often fall apart. When you let things unfold naturally from a place of trust and feeling, they often fall into place. The right timing, the right people, the right answers, they all appear when you're no longer frantic, anxious, or desperate for control. So give yourself permission to soften, let go of the old programming that says success only comes from struggle. You are not here to suffer your way into joy. You are not here to control every step. You are here to tune in, to feel your way forward, and to trust that the universe responds to your inner harmony, not your outer effort. So when something doesn't feel right, honor that. When you feel peace around a decision, honor that too. Your feelings are feedback. Your body and emotions are always speaking to you. The more you listen, the more you're guided. Not by force, but by flow. There is a deep intelligence in your feelings, a quiet wisdom that knows what you truly need. When you silence the noise of the world and listen inwardly, you begin to move differently. You stop trying to outrun your fears and instead begin walking in step with your truth. Let feeling lead your relationships. Let it lead your career choices. Let it guide your healing. Let it shape your day, your habits, your future. If something drains you, it's not meant for you. If something lights you up, it's calling you. Don't ignore that spark. Don't bury it under logic. The more you honor how you feel, the more you align with your highest self. And from that alignment, everything flows. Opportunities come, relationships flourish, healing happens, and dreams unfold, not because you forced them, but because you allowed them. The beauty of So today and every day forward, ask yourself, am I forcing or am I feeling? Then choose to return to your center. Return to your peace. Return to the guidance that lives within you. Let your heart lead the way. Let your soul be in charge. And trust that everything you're seeking is already seeking you, waiting for you to feel your way into receiving it. Your frequency is a magnet. It pulls experiences, people, opportunities, and outcomes into your life that match the energy you emit. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every belief you hold, these are not invisible or powerless. They are frequency signals being sent out into the universe, and whatever you broadcast, you attract back. This isn't philosophy, it's energy. You live in an energetic universe governed by vibration. Nothing in this world is static or still. Everything is in motion, including you. You are made of energy, surrounded by energy, connected to everything through energy. And that energy is constantly responding to your internal state. The frequency you hold becomes the reality you live. When you carry the frequency of love, you draw in love. When you carry the frequency of lack, you call in more situations that make you feel empty. If you're walking around believing that you are not enough, not worthy, or not capable, your life begins to mirror that belief. You see it in the missed opportunities, in the people who take advantage of your kindness, in the way things always seem just out of reach. But when you shift your frequency, when you begin to vibrate at the level of self-worth, abundance, gratitude, and peace, everything changes. The same life starts to feel different. The same world begins to respond to you differently. And it's not because the world changed, it's because you did. Your frequency is not just shaped by your words or surface-level thoughts. It's shaped by your emotions, your intentions, your habits, your inner dialogue. You can say, I want success, but if deep down you feel undeserving of it, that low frequency cancels out your desire. You may try to manifest love, but if your vibration is filled with fear of rejection, you'll keep attracting people who reflect that fear. That's why real change begins from within. You can't fake frequency. You can't pretend your way into alignment. The universe doesn't respond to your performance. It responds to your vibration. It listens to what you're truly radiating beneath the surface. And when your vibration aligns with your desires, manifestation becomes effortless. Raising your frequency doesn't mean ignoring your pain or pretending to be happy all the time. It means choosing healing. It means nurturing your energy so that peace becomes your baseline. It means doing the inner work to clean out the old beliefs, emotional wounds, and toxic patterns that keep you vibrating at a lower level. You raise your frequency every time you choose love over fear, hope over doubt, faith over worry. You raise your frequency by slowing down, by connecting with your breath, by expressing gratitude for the smallest things. You raise your frequency by being kind to yourself, by forgiving others, by trusting the process even when you can't see the outcome. This world is filled with frequencies. Walk into a room after an argument and you'll feel the tension even if no one says a word. Sit with someone whose heart is open and you'll feel calm just being near them. That's frequency. That's energy. That's the invisible language that governs everything. And you are speaking that language whether you realize it or not. So the question is not, is my frequency attracting? Because it always is. The question is, what is my frequency attracting right now? If you're not receiving what you desire, check your vibration. Are you aligned with peace? Or are you vibrating resistance? Are you moving from joy? Or are you rooted in fear? Awareness is your first tool. Begin noticing how you feel on a daily basis. Notice how your body responds to certain thoughts, people, and places. Don't judge, just observe. Your emotions are indicators. They show you what frequency you're operating from. Then begin to shift. Slowly, gently. Start with your breath. Slow down. Be present. Choose one higher thought. Speak one kind word to yourself. Celebrate one small win. Every time you do, you're tuning your frequency to a higher channel, and that higher channel holds everything you've been wanting. You don't have to force anything to change your life. You only have to shift your frequency, and your life will begin to reflect that shift. The right people will appear. The opportunities will flow. The heaviness will lift, not because you chased it, but because you magnetized it. Your frequency is your power. It's your calling card to the universe. It's your invisible signal that says, this is who I am, this is what I'm ready for, this is what I now allow. So tune it daily, protect it fiercely, honor it deeply. You are a magnet for miracles when you align with the energy of who you truly are, whole, worthy, radiant, and connected. The more you stay in that truth, the more life bends to meet your vibration. Act as if it's already here. This is more than just a mindset. It's a vibration, a powerful shift in the way you think, feel, and show up in the world. When you begin to act as if your desire has already manifested, you move out of waiting and into receiving. You stop longing and start embodying. You shift from hoping to knowing, and that changes everything. Most people wait until they see the evidence before they believe. They wait for love to feel lovable, for success to feel successful, for abundance to feel secure. But creation doesn't work that way. You must believe before you see. You must feel the outcome before it arrives. Because the energy you hold now is what creates your next reality. To act as if it's already here means stepping into the version of you who already has it. Not pretending, not forcing, but embodying, emotionally, mentally, energetically, the frequency of what you want. It's about becoming a match to your desire before it shows up, so when it does, it feels natural and familiar. Imagine you're planting a seed. You don't doubt the process every day. You don't dig it up to check if it's growing. You water it, you trust it, you give it sunlight and space, you act as if the plant is already on its way, and because of your faith, it grows. Your dreams are the same. They respond not to pressure, but to alignment. Not to panic, but to presence. Ask yourself, how would I feel if it were already done? What would I think, say, do, wear, choose? How would I carry myself if I already had the love I long for, the career I desire, the peace I crave? And then begin to live in that vibration. Not someday, but today. You don't need to wait for the outside world to change in order to feel better. You can choose the feeling now, because the feeling is what draws the result. If you want joy, find ways to feel joyful now. If you want freedom, move through your day with the energy of freedom. If you want love, become a loving presence to yourself and others. That is the power of acting as if. When you walk in the energy of your vision, life begins to rearrange itself around you. People treat you differently. New doors open. Synchronicities appear. Why? Because your vibration is elevated. You are no longer in a state of needing or lacking. You're in a state of receiving, allowing, trusting, and that is magnetic. So many people stay stuck in the energy of waiting. They say things like, I'll be happy when, or I'll believe it when I see it. But that postpones their power. The truth is, when you believe it, you'll start to see it. When you feel it, you'll begin to receive it. The outer world is just a mirror of your inner state. Change your inner world, and the reflection must follow. This is not about denial. It's not about pretending your challenges don't exist. It's about choosing not to be defined by them. It's about focusing your attention, your energy, and your belief on where you want to go, not where you've been. It's about living in the energy of the solution, not the problem. You may not know all the steps, you may not see the whole path, but when you act as if the destination is already yours, each next step begins to appear. You stop questioning if it's possible and start showing up like it's already happening. That level of faith moves mountains. Acting as if also teaches your subconscious mind to accept your new identity. When you behave like someone who is already healed, successful, in love, or abundant, your inner programming begins to shift. Your old limitations begin to dissolve. You stop being the person who's trying and become the person who is. Start small, shift your posture, speak with more confidence, declutter your space like abundance is on its way. Smile like love is already here. Make choices like your future is certain. These small actions tell the universe, I'm ready. And when you're ready, life responds. You don't need permission to feel good. You don't need proof to believe. You don't need to wait another day to begin embodying the life you desire. Everything starts with energy. And your energy starts with choice. So choose now. Act as if it's already here. Breathe as if it's already done. Walk with the knowing that what you seek is already seeking you. Because the moment you truly align with that energy, reality will catch up. It always does.